The place? A little-known planet called Earth, and it was a bustling place. In the United States alone, 1970 saw the Kent State shootings, the advent of fiber optics, the song Bridge Over Troubled Water, Apollo 13, the Beatles' last album, the death of Jimi Hendrix, and the meltdown of fuel rods in the Savannah River nuclear plant, an incident not acknowledged for 18 years. It was into this world that Earth Day was born. Its founder, Gaylord Nelson, a United States Senator from Wisconsin, had the audacity to propose the first nationwide environmental protest. Although it was a roll of the dice, it worked. At the time, massive V8 sedans were sucking up leaded gas at every station, and industry coughed up smoke and sludge without fear of legal action or media attention. Therefore, air pollution was also commonplace, and environment was merely a word heard in spelling bees rather than on the news. Earth Day 1970 changed all that when 20 million Americans took to the streets, parks, and auditoriums to demonstrate for a healthy and sustainable environment. The movement's national coordinator, Dennis Hayes, organized coast-to-coast rallies featuring thousands of students protesting the destruction of the environment. Topics included pesticides, oil spills, toxic dumps, and loss of wilderness, just to name a few. The result was a rare political alliance where both Democrats and Republicans, rich and poor, stockbrokers and truck drivers, tycoons and union leaders enlisted their support. The day gave birth to the United States Environmental Protection Agency and the passage of the Clean Air, Clean Water, and Endangered Species Acts. Senator Nelson was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor. 20 years later, in 1990, Hayes took Earth Day to a new level. He took it global, mobilizing 200 million people across 141 countries. Earth Day 1990 gave a huge boost to environmental issues worldwide and helped pave the way for the United Nations Earth Summit in 1992.
Hi, I'm Linda Cato, the co-chair of the Green Spring Environmentalists. And this year, we're giving an award to an organization, the Treasure Chest, which includes both the general store and the furniture store. We're honoring them for their efforts and for the whole organization. The people who, the mules who bring the items down, the customers who purchase them, the people who sell them, all these different people we're honoring with this award.
Thank you.
Welcome back. We're delighted this morning to be looking at Earth Day activities with the co-chair of the Earth Day celebration here at Green Spring, Linda Cato. Linda, welcome.
Thank you, Marcia. I'm so glad to be here.
Well, and we've just seen you, so we know a little bit about one of the things you've been doing, which is making awards to folks. I think we should also point out that Channel 6 put both of those two little clips together and did a fine job of both of them. Linda, we're celebrating Green Spring Earth Day tomorrow, Thursday. Tell us where and when and what kinds of things we're going to be featuring on Earth Day.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this year we're featuring Green Spring itself. We're trying to bring
Now,
as
let's stop and say where this is. Where?
Okay, we're going to be in Hunters Crossing Conference Center.
All right, tomorrow, Thursday.
Tomorrow, Thursday, April 14th.
April 14th.
And it starts at 11 a.m. and it goes to 2 p.m.
11 to 2 in the Hunters Crossing Conference Center. Tomorrow, Thursday, April 14th. All right. Excuse me. Go ahead.
We are having lots of interesting tables, and we're having especially a lot of people from Green Spring itself be there. Tables that that have never been there before. Groups, we're having some groups come from outside, but mostly we're having groups inside Green Spring. Our honorees, for instance, will be at a table. The treasure chest itself will be selling at a table.
Oh, it will?
Yes, there'll be at least 2 tables of items that we can purchase. As a part of Treasure Chest. And we can see the awards, the plaques that were made in wood shop. They're handmade in wood shop, our wood shop, for the awards for the Treasure Chest. And they'll be at the table, where the honorees table. We also honor Charlie Bliss for his invention. And so you'll be able to see them, and also pictures of the previous honorees. We're emphasizing honorees because what can individuals do, what we're saying, and what can we do here at Green Spring? So we're asking different organizations here at Green Spring to come forward and show us what they're doing.
All right. Give us some examples of organizations that are coming.
We're having... Here at Green Spring, we're having faith communities participate for the first time. We're having someone from the Catholic community who will be having the Pope's encyclical, for instance. And the Unitarian Universalists will have a table there also. And this will be in the section where we have faith communities. And then we'll have 2 groups from outside. One is from Unity of Fairfax. They come regularly. And we're also having a new group from outside called the Earth Sangha. This is a Buddhist group that does environmental work. And so this is going to be the faith communities group. And then if we move along, we will have some other organization materials from outside. Ralph Driscoll will be at a table with the National Parks materials. And there's also going to be a talk. The History Forum will have a talk at the end of April on the history of the National Parks. They're celebrating their 100th anniversary this year. So we're spotlighting them. We'll have the Computer Club. This is their 2nd year at the Earth Day. They'll be in the corner where they usually are, and we'll have many things to purchase. There'll be lunch. It's $5 for a vegetarian lunch, and it goes from 11 to 1:30. The black bean burgers have been requested, and we're going to be able to offer them as a special part of the lunch. It's an all-vegetarian lunch, a hot lunch, a full lunch. So you'll have things to choose from. And Now's grocery store will be available. Now's Produce will have their fresh produce right there at Green Spring to purchase. So bring money for the purchasing for the lunch, or bring money for the for Now's.
And the treasure chest.
And the treasure chest items, yes.
Let me ask you about the treasure chest items.
Sure.
Have those been selected for any environmental impact? or not?
They're not going to have clothing. They're going to have a table with items. That's as much as I know.
All right. And the issue there is that these are basically recycled.
They're already recycled, maybe 2 or 3 times.
Right. Many as previous owners, perhaps. Yes. Okay,
yes.
good. Thank you.
And they're a wonderful example of what we're about. Our theme this year is how individuals, everybody can do something. Whether you can donate to the treasure chest or you can purchase from the treasure chest. Either way, you're contributing, you know.
Linda, I know in the past housekeeping has sometimes been there talking about the fact that they use green products. Are they there this year?
No, they've changed their product line, and we
Uh-oh,
don't.
are they not green anymore?
Well, we don't know exactly what they're
I
going
see.
to be presenting yet. We
Okay.
don't know, although we do know that they've changed the product line, and so I can't say.
You can't vouch for
I
it.
can't vouch for them. But we're having housekeeping is sending the waste management rep. He will be here on campus. He'll be at a table, and he'll be there. I believe from starting right at 11.
Now that reminds me,
questions.
shredding.
No shredding. No shredding.
No shredding this year.
No.
Now tell us why.
Well, there's many reasons. One of them, we felt that shredding belongs to the Fraud Expo, and so the Fraud Expo did take care of that. Also, shredding can be done at the front desk, any front desk.
You and I have talked about this, and this is not something that I think practically anybody at Green Spring knows about in terms of residents. Every front desk has a shredder. So you can take.
You can bring it in by hand with your own hands and put it right in the box.
Oh, you can.
If you don't want anybody to touch your materials.
I see.
They'll show you how to go in the back and put it right in.
Actually put it in.
A locked box.
Okay. Well, it's a wonderful service, and we certainly didn't know about it, but no shredding truck this year.
That's right. No shredding truck.
Now, Linda, you had indicated that there was at least one or two outside groups.
Yes.
Tell us about those.
Okay, the man from Waste Management is from outside. That's the hauler that hauls here, and he'll be able to answer questions about which things go into the recycle bin, which things go into the trash, and those kinds of questions, and where they take it. That's what I'm planning to ask him, is what do they do with our recycling when they take it? So I'm looking forward to talking to him.
All right, you may be one of the few people, I mean, who are looking forward to talking to him. I don't know that I think there's going to be a huge line. But that having been said, aren't you having a wildlife rehabilitator?
Yes, the wildlife rehabilitator is coming from Hidden Oaks, and I believe maybe there'll be two naturalists coming with a lot of critters and natural
that's
items,
always such
natural
fun.
things, yes. And they'll be by the front door just as you come in. And facing you when you walk in will be John St. Louis and Dave's setup with lots of plants. I understand this year they're going to have a lot of plants to raffle off and to award in other ways. The wheel,
great.
the big wheel will be there.
Yes, that's always such fun.
Yes, and so you can win a beautiful plant that way, or a candy, or they'll be raffled off. And so there could be a lot of plants, both on the front table where John St. Louis and Dave have they're going to have a little clubhouse on a tree, I understand. I haven't seen it yet, but that's supposed to be a special. And they did do especially wonderful arrangements in each town center, in each village.
In each lobby?
In each lobby, yeah. There's a cute little wheelbarrow in town center to remind us about Earth Day, with the Earth Day sign. And there's also a hornet's nest, I believe, in Village Square, a tree with a hornet's nest on it. So they do wonderful things.
They do, absolutely.
And we look forward to those things each year. And that will be right in the front. But the other potted plants will be way at the back. So if you want the potted plant, you may have to whip all the way through to the back, because there'll be another table with individual potted plants if you want to get one in your hands right away.
All right, and those are free giveaways.
Yeah, free giveaways, yes.
Yeah, those are always very popular. All right, well, I see our time is winding down here. What are there other things that you would like to emphasize? We do want to remind folks to bring money, because as you're saying, there are things that are going to be for sale, including lunch.
Including lunch. Yeah, well, we want to emphasize recycling, because the lunch items are all of the utensils, containers, and boxes are recyclable. So they should all go into the blue recycling containers. Could you get a shot down there of the little blue? Could you please get a shot down there? I was promised. I'll just get it.
Linda, sit down.
There it is. There it is. Thank you. Now, they're bigger than this box. They're the same color, and there's going to be more of those. So most of the recycling items will be, all of the recycled items, if they're clean, they go into those boxes, and there's going to be lots of them. And hopefully nothing goes into the trash containers. All the utensils and things go into those boxes. Thank you. There's a lot more.
All right.
Eli will be there from Dining Services.
From Dining Services.
And Catherine Noble from Volunteer Coordinator will be there. And we're having Eli and General Services next to each other because to do recycling correctly, we need to get those two departments together. And we were hoping to get them together by placing their tables close to each other.
I see.
With the waste management guy right in between.
I see. All right. So there's method to your seating madness.
That's right.
I see. Well, that's a very that's very interesting, Linda. And certainly very yes. I think all of us agree that certainly Dining Services particularly needs to be on board with regard to recycling. So good for the environmentalists for pushing that. I think that's
and we can all do our share. There's all different ways to contribute. You contribute money or time or materials, and we have all those options there. That's the idea. I feel very hopeful. Climate change is a serious problem. That's what our speaker will be talking about, Jason Samenow.
Now tell us who the speaker is.
Yeah, our speaker is Jason Samenow. He's the meteorologist from the Washington Post. And he will be talking about climate change
and
at
that's 1:30.
And it's inside the conference center itself. You don't have to go outside this year. It's right in the conference center. Where the food is going to be served, that's where we'll be sitting, and we'll put him in front.
All right. Well, Linda, I think this sounds like a splendid event. You and Kathy Bonner are the co-chairs of Earth Day, and you're working with Kelly from Community Resources.
And
it
John
sounds like,
and Dave, yes.
Like you've done a wonderful job. The big balloon, Earth balloon, will still be up.
It will still be there, yes, in the middle.
Wouldn't seem the same without that.
That's right. A lot of things will be the same. A lot of things will be different.
Well, we're sure going to look forward to this tomorrow. Hunters Crossing Conference Center, 11 to 2. Come to Earth Day.
Yes. Thank you, Marcia.
Thank you for coming today, Linda. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
We'll stop now for a roll-in.